depending on the climate of the cafe.
What's the usual climate of the cafe?
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of an interesting discussion sometimes. This is episode, I think, 64. You'll know from the title of the episode. But to get things started off, as you could tell, maybe from our description, maybe not. We'll see how I write it. Harsha isn't here, and that's not because we kicked him off and fired him. It's because we're starting a new little seasonal thing for summer that we're calling the Summer Sessions, where we're each taking turns laying off. Sometimes it'll be two of us or three of us, and there'll be a couple episodes here and there with all four of us back together. But it's nice, hopefully everybody gets a little rotation. You don't get bored of hearing all of us every week. And so in order to, become more familiar with that, we're starting to bring back some of our old guests that we've had on, that got us started when we were kicking it off back in April of the cursed year 2020. And so we're back with a wonderful guest, our very, very first guest, Helen. Would you like to reintroduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, it's your girl Helen. I'm 23, turning 24.
She's very old guest.
Very old guest.
Oh, okay. I don't know. That's kind of rude.
God. The pain. What else? I'm an amateur tennis player.
Ooh.
And I wanted to be a professional ice cream taste tester in a perfect world.
Oh.
Is that is that an actual thing?
Of course it is.
Why isn't it a thing?
No, but like a professional taster. I don't know, like what that was the actual description.
Yeah, you wouldn't know
It's
that.
a food critic.
You have no taste.
Yeah, but just like, specifically only ice cream. I don't know. I was just. How do you become the expert in such topic?
A good palate.
So, what's your favorite flavor of ice cream then? If you say vanilla,
guess?
then you're fucked.
Cold Stone.
Cold Stone? That's a brand, bro. Yeah, Helen's got some, definitely has some bougie ass favorite flavor, like salted caramel mocha with caramel on.
Salted caramel mocha with caramel?
Yeah, I don't know.
Was that a Starbucks order?
Extra
That's what it sounds like.
I like, yeah, true, I'm kind of right, but I like things. I like things that have like strawberries or pistachios or something.
I was thinking
like,
pistachio. I knew it. You fucker.
Yeah,
I love
like
pistachios.
something floral, honeycomb,
Honeycomb.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
The poor bees, man. They're all dying just so Helen can have her bougie ice cream. That's okay, though. But yeah, welcome back. We're not going to run you through the whole list of like your accomplishments and everything. Everybody, they want to hear that. They can run it back to, I don't know, what was it, episode 3? We'll say it was episode 3.
I think it was
60 episodes ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's
actually
crazy.
Mad.
Wow.
But welcome back. And I think we talked about music during that entire episode. Helen, if you didn't listen to that episode, is or was, I don't want to put words in your mouth, a big Drake fan.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say stan, but we had an argument before we started about the use of the word stan. Yeah, I mean, I think it was a really great episode because we didn't just talk about like, oh, what's your favorite album? What's your favorite artist? We talked about, kind of a little behind the scenes,
Mm-hmm.
And so, Haram, what do you remember the most from that episode? Let's start with that.
What do I remember the most?
Yeah, if anything, I guess. Buddy.
I don't actually remember that much from that episode.
Tarun?
Yeah, I remember fuck all too, Christian.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm glad we're such
There's been too many
great
episodes
friends.
since then, man.
Yeah, man, 60, bro. Come on.
Yeah,
I remember that episode.
Everyone's special, bro. Come on, you fucker.
Yeah, but that was your episode, Helen. Now imagine every episode you did was your episode. Then that's too many to remember.
All right, Haran, shut the fuck up. Basically,
because every episode we've done is my episode.
Oh?
Oh? Time to leave.
We'll see you in 60 episodes. But yeah, I think some recent developments is that during, we had you on the beginning of COVID, and now it's, I don't want to declare it's over, but we're, light at the end of the tunnel type of thing. you had a little experience in New York City, didn't you?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So for all of the listeners, the boys already know this story, but basically I had moved to New York City at around the end of February or like mid-February. And I was working there and living there for a little bit. But what happened was, before I wanted to sign a full-term lease, I decided to stay at an Airbnb so I could get a feel for like what areas I liked, what was close to work, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was staying in this Airbnb and working in a pretty like COVID high risk environment. And so what happened was I was at the end of my Airbnb term and I'd gotten COVID. And so Airbnb policy from the time was like, you have to quarantine, correct, in your own space. And it was nice because it was just me in my apartment. So it was probably the safest thing I could do. And so I reached out to my host and I told him, I just tested positive for COVID. I can send you my test results and everything, but I want to stay in this place for at least a few more days just because I think that's the safest thing to do. And he was so not happy with that because he had someone who was coming in from Mexico apparently. And he was like, no, I don't want to do him dirty. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. But at the same time, like, and I had it like not severe, but it was bad.
Yeah.
It was to the point where I had fevers, chills. I wasn't eating. I was waking up and like just like in a sweat. Like it was, I wouldn't like get up from bed. And like knowing me, like I like to eat. So like for me to like have lost my appetite, like that's like, yeah, like that's like, I'm really sick. And so he basically was like, if you don't get out, I'm going to send someone I know to come talk to you.
What the fuck does?
Yeah.
Okay. Russian mob.
Why did you?
This?
Yeah. And I was like, this is extremely inappropriate because you know that I am like a 20-something-year-old female who is living alone. And I like told him that and he just did not seem to care and tried to play the victim card, I feel like, in some ways, which is like, you know, everyone's going through a rough time. So I'm sure like it wasn't an ideal situation for him either, but it was just didn't seem like the best way to deal with it, especially considering he's like in his 60s. You know,
bro,
like
you should have used it as a bioweapon, bro. Fucking
you should have been like, yeah, that guy should come and see me. I'll give him COVID. Bro. I don't give a fuck.
No, you know what he said? He said that guy had already had COVID, so he wasn't afraid.
Wait.
Verbatim.
Bro, this is why New York scares me, bro. Fucking these people just living everywhere, bro.
Yeah, and I was like, this is crazy. So what happened was I ended up just saying like, hey, I'm gonna leave. I don't want to deal with this anymore. I'd rather just, I don't know, just pack up and leave and pray that nothing bad happens. And in the midst of that, I had also called the front desk and been like, oh, my Airbnb host told me that he might send someone to my room. So can you please not let anyone in that might be going up to my floor? And he was like, Airbnb. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, actually, like, you're not allowed to have Airbnbs in this building. And I was like,
Leverage.
And so what happened was, I mean, it was too late at that point, but he was like, don't worry, like, I'm not gonna let someone go up to your room. And also just like to make sure, like, this isn't your fault if you need to stay for a little bit longer. Like, that's fine. So it was very nice of them, but obviously, like, he's gonna get screwed later on.
Oh yeah.
And so what happened was my parents, my sweetest parents, drove up from Virginia. Also had a U-Haul truck that they were driving that they were gonna like put like, what are those things called on the back, like a hitch onto the back of the U-Haul so that they could put the minivan and attach it to it. So that I could stay in the minivan while they drove the truck, so there was like no exposure. Yeah, so I packed all my stuff.
I thought they would just make you live in the U-Haul truck, like in the back of it.
Like stay in the back by myself in a dark U-Haul. No, that was like very nice of them. So they drove me back to Virginia. But in the meantime, he had sent me a screenshot of an email that he had gotten that was like, oh, like we found out you were hosting a tenant that you weren't supposed to, and here's a $3,000 fine. Yeah. And he texts me this, and he sends one word, no punctuation. He just says, thanks.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I would be pissed off too, but at the same time, he did like,
yeah, I mean, like,
do you dirty?
That's also,
You know, I mean, like,
it's a violation of his lease, I think, or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, that's his fault.
And
I mean, you weren't doing it to snitch on him. You were just doing because out of like the fact that he threatened you in the first place. So he fucked up twice, really.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that was kind of like instant karma, I guess. And
so I'm assuming you can't go back to New York, right? Like he's gonna be looking for you. Wanted posters of Helen around.
He's at the airport, like. No, but he lives in Florida, and I was like, of course, a Florida man. Sorry to all the Florida people if y'all.
That's okay. They don't matter.
Yeah,
they don't listen.
I don't think so. But Florida men are not to be trusted.
And I think any Florida people aren't to be trusted.
Okay.
Just the crazy people come from Florida.
I mean, it depends if you live there like full time or if you like have a second house there. You know, I feel like if you live there like during the winter, you're just like a weirdo. Well, it makes sense because like, oh, you know, I'm escaping the cold Northeast winters, and I mean, like, it makes sense, but you're just kind of, you're either too rich for your own good, or you're just a pussy and you're scared of the cold, in my opinion. Or you're old as shit, and then you can do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah. So basically, came home, haven't gone back since because of another update, actually. So
drum roll.
I
can't do it.
But I'll be doing my MPH this fall at Yale.
What?
Stop.
All right, you did not know?
Ivy Leaguers in this call.
Wait, Stanford's not Ivy League, right?
No,
that's close enough, bro. Whatever. Stanford's not Ivy League, so I'm not actually as smart as I think I am.
I mean, it's not, but it's literally like, I mean, it's a pure institution, right? Like,
that's okay.
stop her on.
By fall, we're gonna have 3 Ivy Leaguers, right, Turin?
No. Not applying to any.
Hey, do for the culture.
Do it so you can say you never got rejected. You know,
they have enough culture, bro. They won't accept my ass.
No, that's kind of sad.
Yeah. So, when are you moving to New York?
You mean New Haven?
Wait, to Yale.
Oh, New Haven. Sorry, yeah.
So my lease actually starts in July, but I'm thinking of moving like early August, maybe.
I thought you were going to say next week.
You know what is crazy? It's the end of June almost already. That's fucking unreal.
Yeah.
How?
Bro, once you graduate college, dude, time is just, or undergrad, sorry. Time just like fucking, I don't know how I'm 23 already, dude. What the fuck is this?
True.
Yeah. It felt with, you know, like semesters and stuff, or, you know, quarters and whatnot, and like tests to break up the year. It just felt like, I don't know, it felt a lot longer in general. But now I think because every day's close to the same. Yeah, it's just massive cock. Yeah.
I guess you could put it like that.
So are you excited to go to Yale? You've already been there, of course, but you excited to go to school?
No, she went to Virginia Tech for undergrad.
Oh, God.
Bars?
I meant, sorry, Helen. I meant she has already visited there. So why she visited Yale?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because we have friends at Yale.
Oh. Like who?
You literally know this. She came on the podcast.
I know, but
5 episodes ago.
You're supposed to... Oh, you're such a shitty host, bro. God damn it.
You're the host.
We're all the hosts. You fucking moron.
Yeah, Joyce and
and
very, yeah, a very
and what?
special friend that also lived there.
Wait, how close is New Haven to like New York? Like how long does that take?
1.5 to 2 hours if you're going by train.
That's not bad.
Yeah, if you drive, there's going to be a hell of traffic, though. So
yeah, fuck driving.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well take the train because that's never gonna have traffic, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
you should pray.
But yeah, it runs very often, so it's very accessible.
That's hype. Nice weekend plans you can make.
Yes, yeah. Because, I'll be visiting my special friend in New York.
How about your sisters?
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, of course.
So other than, being smart and all that bullshit, why else are you going to Yale?
Like specifically about the program, when I was comparing schools and making my final decision, I really liked the smaller program, the faculty that I was meeting, and also just what other students who are currently there were researching. They just had very similar interests, and I think that a lot of it aligned with what I was looking for. And I'm super excited. Everyone I've met has been so warm and welcoming, and I feel like the professors and faculty are just as nice. So
Nice.
Okay, so why are you really going though?
What are you trying to get out of this, Christian?
No, just because I feel like, all right, for those of you who've never been to New Haven, it's fucking ass, dude. Outside of Yale, it's so ass.
But that's
it should be inside of Yale.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but you're not gonna be
Yale?
on campus for the whole time, bro. I guess. Well, Helen does do a lot of extracurriculars most of the time, so maybe she'll find her way to spend all day on campus. But
I mean, the surrounding area is pretty cute. I feel like, and because I visited before, so I feel like I have really good memories there already.
True.
I already associate it with being such a fun place and somewhere that I haven't fully explored yet.
Mm-hmm.
So there's still more that I want to see out of New Haven. I think it'll just be nice because I probably wouldn't be there if it wasn't for school.
Nobody would.
Nice change of scenery.
Yeah. And my apartment's actually so Yale's campus is very long and linear almost. And so where I'll be is towards kind of the middle of the campus, which I think it'll be nice because I'm near the libraries. And there's
more than one library? No way.
I know, Virginia Tech could never, right?
God damn it, man.
I mean, our library had 7 floors, so it was pretty.
Yeah, but why can't they just do more than one library, man? It's so annoying.
Bro, our campus was just at a fucking huge hole in the middle with a field, bro. What do you mean? The planning of it wasn't very legit.
I can't wait for them to just put a fucking 7-story parking lot in the middle of the drill field. That'll be the day.
They will, because they're moving the drill field.
Wait, what?
How'd they transport the drill field?
The new drill field's gonna be a bit past Duck Pond, and that will be the center of campus. And
bro, so what are they gonna do? Start building on the highway? What the fuck does that mean?
How are they gonna build a drill field over?
Wait, yeah.
They wouldn't build it over, but I don't know, bro. I saw the plans a long time ago, and that's what they were saying. So fuck that bowl of shit in the middle of Virginia Tech, man.
I mean, I hope they change it.
It's just a bowl of Harsh's yak.
Dude, actually, one thing that's underrated about not having all of us on at the same time is that we can very easily talk shit about each other.
Oh my gosh.
So is this linked to our new segment for summer sessions where we just shit talk the person that's not here?
Yeah, but that person's gonna know.
That is true.
Only if they do their homework and listen to the episode.
Harsha does listen to this episode. Harsha listens to every episode, dude.
Yeah, Harsha's our most dedicated listener.
Yeah. We love you, Harsha. We miss you.
Yeah.
All
right.
Sometimes.
Yeah, to address your question of also why I'm here.
Sorry.
I also think it's I don't know, I think New Haven's charming in its own way. It's not bustling, but
yeah, but I mean, it's not even actually with tech, it was boring as fuck, and we spent 4 years there, right? Mm-hmm. But with New Haven, I'm sure it's not as boring as tech, and you're only spending half the time, right? So
yeah, and hear me out on this. So you're gonna be a student, right? You're going on to school, you're continuing your education. The best thing that you can do is invest in what you're doing there. So like really immersing yourself in that environment and like doing as much as you can. So you're going to be studying, you're maybe probably going to be working on campus. Like there's no reason to like actually really be in a huge city, which was my other option, was like, oh, I'd be in like a really big city. But like I'm going to be studying and working all the time. Like when am I going to have time to actually enjoy what's around me? Probably not that much. And it's going to like skyrocket my cost of living. It just like doesn't seem worth it for
it's like
just
extra
2
distractions.
I see the appeal of Blacksburg now.
Well,
When it's so dead outside that you have to just focus
Yeah.
on studying.
Dude, the fact that we paid
yeah.
like $500 for rent is unreal.
That's
Unreal.
the picture.
So
Unreal.
unreal, man.
So
oh my gosh.
nice.
I
Nice.
miss that. Yeah. Yeah.
Never ever ever in our future will we ever have anything as cheap as that.
Bro.
And it was
Mhm.
still so nice too. Like,
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. But Blacksburg is a little bit too dead. I don't think I want to
Yeah.
go back to that
Oh, yeah,
type of
yeah.
environment. Yeah.
what's like the state that's in the middle of the U.S.? The exact middle.
Was it like Nebraska or some shit?
Kansas City? Oh, no, it's not
That's
Kansas
a-
City. Kansas.
Kansas City, Missouri, or Kansas City, Kansas?
I think it's
I
either
think-
Nebraska or Kansas. Yeah,
Yeah, one of those.
I bet you if we
amazing
moved to
states.
Nebraska, we can get like $300 rent.
bro. They'd probably pay you to live in places, dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
Imagine living in Nebraska.
Exactly, bro. It's just corn.
Wait, we had a friend that like
Yeah,
lived
they moved
there.
from Nebraska. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Her mascot was the Cornhuskers.
Yeah,
Bro.
L.
So depressing. L.
Yeah. L.
Yeah, so fuck Nebraska, but that's it.
Crazy transition.
Okay, bye.
Bro, there's no transition that any podcaster can make from Nebraska to any legitimate subject. So, transition. At the beginning, we were talking about, Toon, you look like you're either about to sneeze, nut, or talk. So, say something.
I had a transition,
Triple threat.
but it probably makes no sense.
That's okay, bro. Nebraska, go.
Wait, do it.
Okay.
The fuck is going on?
Speaking of L's, did anyone see the new Icarly reboot?
Oh,
What?
I don't know if it was an L. I don't know if it was bad or not. I just thought if someone else thought it was bad, then the transition would work.
yeah.
But if
I
it's
saw.
actually good,
I saw
then
I watched the trailer for it. I actually have Paramount Plus. Probably one of the few people in the
Oh my.
US.
one of the only people.
Yeah. that
Yeah.
has
I
Paramount
also
Plus.
have Paramount Plus,
Yeah.
but I haven't watched it.
Maybe I could watch it. I guess I just wasn't that interested in watching.
I was
it.
thinking about it today, but then I was like, bro, is it just gonna ruin? Like, iCarly, I think was a good show. It wasn't like
Yeah.
I think Drake and Josh was a better show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But, like,
Mhm.
for sure.
iCarly was entertaining when I was a kid, but like, what's like? Apparently, this one's like more adulty or whatever. But like, am I really gonna get anything out of this? Watching the same people, just like what 10, 15 years later, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I don't-
It's
I don't
crazy
know.
that is it Jerry Trainer? I don't know the name of the actor. Spencer.
Jerry
Yeah.
Trainer, yeah.
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 He still looks like the same.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Mm.
It's honestly crazy.
Money, bro. Plastic surgery.
You think so?
Definitely not. But
I'm
It
glad we
is-
talked
it
about
is
it.
it is a solution. It is a means to ends.
That is true. That is true. Yeah.
Yeah, the extent of what I saw from that today, which is like the day it came out, or did it come out yesterday? I'm not sure.
I think it dropped yesterday. I'm not sure either.
Anyway, all I saw was just a clip of Miranda Cosgrove saying "bitch," and I was like, "Oh, this is different." 'Cause it just sounds weird hearing like bad words
Yeah.
come from Disney characters from our childhood, you know. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I'll probably check it out. Watch
Let
it,
us
see how
know
it
next
goes.
time you're on. I don't know
Yeah.
what that is.
We'll do.
they should make a rated R Monsters Inc. like
Ew. I
sequel.
don't-
What the fuck do they do to the
Wait,
kids when they
what?
scare them, bro?
Oh,
God,
Oh
bro.
my God.
I'm gonna need you to retract that statement professionally, okay?
No, that's
We can't have that.
Just imagine.
That's not what I meant at all. I meant like rated R, like make it like a horror movie. You know what I mean, type thing. But when as soon as I said it and I saw your face light up, like what the fuck? That's when I realized I messed up.
Wait, are most horror movies rated R?
I think most of them PG-13. So. Not most, but a good amount of PG-13.
Well, it depends.
I think rated R usually elevates like the language used.
Yeah,
and then
I think it depends what kind of horror
depicted. Yeah,
because like if it's just like horrorcore, like the fucking gore and all that shit, I think all that's rated R. But if it's like the like scene setting horror, I feel like that's probably more PG-13.
Yeah,
I see.
Like Paranormal Activity and like all those ones are all PG-13. I'm pretty sure. And that was like my first ever horror film.
Really, you watched all those?
Yeah, because like when I saw it, I was like, "Oh, this doesn't look that bad." So maybe this should be my first one I watch.
Well, no, because like I thought the concept was alright, but like they just did it so many times. The first one was
pretty good, but then like I was like, "Oh, the second one." I was like, "Why did I just watch the first movie again? What's going on?"
Yeah,
but like I was surprised how many they made of that. I don't know.
Too many.
Yeah, apparently, The Conjuring is rated R because of disturbing violence and terror. That makes sense.
Yeah, I like was thoroughly scared watching any of these.
Helen loves horror movies.
Oh my gosh. Haha.
What's the scariest thing for you in horror movies? Is it not the jump scares? I'm assuming it's just like the general storyline and like what's happening to these characters, or
kind of. No, I like even jump scares are like shocking, but also it's just like it's kind of like the imagery they create around it and how like a lot of them are like, oh, based off a true story. And I'm like, I don't like, why would I want that?
They love saying that shit. They love saying based off a true story.
Yeah, like stop that.
Bro, any story, what does that mean? Like, if I make it, does that mean it's a true story? Like, it's a story that is real. Does that make it a true story? You know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to watch this thinking, oh, that could be me.
Yeah. I get that, yeah.
This is also the same reason why I tell Helen all the time, well, maybe not all the time, but I've told her multiple times that if I die first, I will haunt her first out of all my friends.
Based on a true story.
Based on a true story.
What a boring horror movie. It's just gonna be me in my house like eating, and then Trina's gonna be like, boo. And I'm like,
But Trina just cock. And that's how he scares you.
Yeah, and then it ends.
I throw your kale on the floor. That was funny.
Yeah, like it's gonna be the most boring one. Unless you maybe like, are you gonna kill me or are you just gonna haunt me?
No, I think you know in Doctor Strange when he goes back in time to fight Dormammu over and over again?
Yeah.
I would do some shit like that where it's like mildly aggravating stuff daily. So you know, so like
you just be
just be an instigator in his past life.
Yeah. Like if you set your alarm on your phone like before bed to wake up the next day. I just put your phone in like the other room or something. So I actually have to like get up and go get it.
So you're just gonna be a dickhead. That's what you're gonna do.
Yeah. A nuisance.
What's Helen gonna say in like an actual time? Like, oh darn it, Turn, you got me again.
Yeah, but she'll never know. She'll never know. She'll never know.
Why did it turn into a sitcom?
Actually, though, maybe if I die first, I should have a clause that I sign with one of you to be like business partners. Because if I can be your bridge to the supernatural world. So like I can tell you what like all the ghosts are thinking and shit.
Dog,
and then you can be like a real ghost whisperer in like those ghost TV shows and then make a bag.
I appreciate like the effort of trying to like put people on for money, but like, god damn it, dude. What the fuck?
I'm
trying to get you a PJ, bro. Damn.
Speaking of trying to get them P's.
PJs. Private jets. For those who don't know.
Speaking of trying to get them P's.
Continue.
No, it's where you finish my sentence like I was supposed to do last time, yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Peas are a great vegetable, and in order to buy them we need
Why
money.
did you do that? There's no need for that.
We'll be right back. All right, guys, now that you listened to us earn some money, the only thing that money can't buy is happiness. And that is gained through love and comfort. And I'm definitely the right person to be talking about this with.
So how are you doing, Christian?
Let's just say I'm broke. No, I mean, like, I have no money. But yeah, I don't really know how this topic came into our potential discussion catalog, but basically, we wanted to talk about, the three of us are obviously males, right? And you're a female, and we have different positions when it comes to dating.
Oh.
Yeah, I was.
Okay, what's the look you were giving me?
What, bro?
I thought he was gonna say something else.
What did you think he was gonna say, Helen?
Nothing.
Positions on certain topics that are relevant.
Such as dating.
That's what I was thinking as well.
What she said, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna do it. We're saving the thing you were probably thinking of for a later episode with a specific title number. So we'll come back to that topic when we can. But we'll just go for the generic dating kind of thing. So I would say out of the four of us, I would say, Tarun, you've done the most casual dating. Is that fair?
It could be fair.
Okay, well, it's either you or Helen. It's definitely not me or Haran. So, like, you two figure it out.
Well, what's the question?
Like, which of you has more experience with, like, the casual dating? Like, not being in a relationship type of thing, but, more just, like, I guess, being in a talking phase or something, I guess. I guess that's more fair.
Yeah.
I'm not calling you a slut, Tarun. Don't worry.
No, it's not even that. I don't.
But he's calling me one.
No.
I just don't even know how to gauge like how much do I quantify it by number of women?
I was thinking quantifying how many times each of us has been in the talking phase with someone, and I would say the only like two that really come to mind aren't actually like me considering like pursuing something further with that person.
Yeah. Is it more of like a boredom kind of thing, or is it just more like a...
Yeah, a bit. I mean, it's like you're not necessarily looking for something, but you're also like, oh, like I wonder where this could go.
Yeah.
Right. But I think it's hard to go into dating with the mindset of I'm gonna find someone and I will find them now.
So too aggressive, yeah.
Yeah, like I think that's too much, and like
unrealistic.
Things happen when you're kind of not really looking for them.
Yeah, when you try and force something like that, it comes off really unnatural and like
exactly
desperate, I guess. Speaking of desperate.
Christian, are you okay?
No, I was just gonna see if either one of them jumped at the chance to talk next. Honestly,
yeah, no. So my question was, because I feel like you done.
Relax, dude. You're just reacting.
Dickhead.
My God,
you're such a dickhead.
No, I did that yesterday. Sorry, I saw the opportunity.
You act like a fucking teacher.
Fuck you.
Sorry. No, so I wanted to actually see what the perspective is on whether a guy should pay for the first date or not. But from your perspective as someone who is a woman.
Yeah. I think this should be a good little segment. Maybe not a segment, but like a way to bounce ideas off. If we have questions, right, that we probably all have the same opinion on, and then you give your answer first so that you don't feel pressured to agree with us. How about that?
Okay. I mean, I feel like, I'll go first, but I also feel like there's pressure on me because, like, what if I say something radically controversial?
Oh, no, that's even better.
No, we're just doing this based on your opinion, not what's
conceived as right as wrong.
Yeah.
You say what you believe.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's no right or wrong, but...
Oh, there's wrong, but...
Stop.
Go
on. To me, it's like whoever asked out the person should be ready to pay. However, I think on principle, both people should be ready to just split.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if someone asked me out on a date, I wouldn't expect the other person to pay. I think that's unfair.
Yeah.
Especially now that, like, we're all, like, working adults.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have probably, like, the means to go on a date, hopefully. Or you're doing something within both of your budgets, right?
Yeah.
So, like,
Christian made a face when he said, like, we're all working adults and, like, we all have the means to pay, and then Christian just go, you made, like, a face to the side.
But, like, Christian, like, you wouldn't go on a date.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Chris, why wouldn't Christian go on a date?
Because I'm
He didn't let him finish that date. God,
like,
we're the worst hosts, man.
God, I hate this. Like, you wouldn't go on a date and be like, oh, yeah, like, you're paying, right? Because I'm broke.
Broke
like,
as fuck. Yeah.
Like, you would do something, like, free. Because there's a lot of free things that you can do. But
I'd probably do that if I had money anyway, but...
I like your answer, Helen. I think I would agree with that.
I think that on a first date, I mean, this is obviously, like you said, everything's opinion. I think you should split no matter what. Mm-hmm. Just because, like, there's no set, like, I don't know. Yeah. You don't know how well it's going to go. Mm-hmm. Like, if it goes poorly, like, and you got asked out, I mean, like, obviously, you just kind of, you know, maybe you feel obligated, like, oh, I had a really bad time, you have to pay for me. But, like, even then, that's kind of, like, shitty, I think. But you could also just be like, all right, I'm going to pay for my food and I'm going to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. So. Another thing that I want to bring up is that I think some people go into the mindset of a first date being like, oh, if I pay, this person owes me something.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's dangerous.
That's a big no-no.
Very
like, yeah. So, like, if you're going into it and you're like, oh, yeah, like, since I'm paying, like, they should, like, I don't know, like, do something.
Suck my dick.
Yeah. You know, I was trying to say it more subtly.
Chris said that a little too confidently. I don't know.
It's okay. I'm just explaining what she doesn't want to say.
Yeah, okay.
No, yeah. No. Christian put it, exactly how I wanted someone else to say it. But yeah, so I think it's very, like, fair for you to split.
Yeah.
Okay, so flipping the script a little bit at boys. I mean, Haran, I know you're, like, in a long-term relationship, so I don't know how you would answer the question, but how many dates would you pay for before you're like, okay, what the fuck? She has to pay now.
Yeah.
That's a good question, actually.
That's a good question.
I would say, like, 3 if they were like, sort of, like, not like fancy dates or anything like that, but, like, more casual. Maybe, like, you go to like a semi-nice restaurant, or, like, you go to the movies, or you go get ice cream, or like, something like that. I don't know. I would say 3 is a good number. But if it's like, if we go to a date the first time around that's like a fancy restaurant or something, and I drop, I don't know how much they really are, because I've never been on
just say like $100.
Yeah, like, if it was $100 and the next time around she expected me to pay again, I would be like,
leaving.
What the fuck? I don't know if I'd leave, but I'd just be like,
would you confront on the fact, or would you just keep it to yourself and be annoyed?
No, I'm such a bitch. I'd probably just pay anyway. So, but that's besides the point.
I feel like the word you were looking for that's not as harsh is non-confrontational. But
yeah,
that's
literally what I was going to say.
You could also put it like that.
Very self-deprecating.
Also, I feel like a lot of like, I don't know if a lot of, actually, let's not say a lot of, but, like, some people do expect the other person to pay.
Yeah, I feel like it's awkward if you come to an understanding about, if you, like, know how much the other person makes, and, like, that kind of thing is said, and, like, you know the other person makes more than you, like, by a great amount. I feel like that's an awkward thing to counteract, because a healthy relationship doesn't matter about money as much. But I mean, just because they make more than you doesn't mean, like, they have to spend more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
True. But I do think in a situation where, like, let's say you book the restaurant and you choose, then, like, if you're taking them to a super nice place, then, like, maybe you should probably pay for it because, like, you chose.
It's your idea.
Without, it was your idea.
I kind of agree with that, yeah. I was going to say, like, I just feel like a red flag is, like Trina was saying, like, after, like, 3 or 4 dates and, like, you're paying for all the activities, like, and all the meals, and, like, they're not even offering to, like,
that's
chip
what
in or, like, split even, like, the smallest thing, you know what I mean? Like, if like an Uber ride or something, like, if they're not offering that, then that's kind of, like, a red flag.
If it depends on, like, when Tarun was saying how many dates, I also think it depends on, like, the way the dates are set up. Because, like, if one person is, like, proposing all the ideas and, like, making all the effort and everything, and then they're, like, the same person who pays, like, back to back, and, like, for the third time, like, they're like, oh, maybe the other person should, like, propose something or whatever, and then, like, they never do, like, it's one-sided. And then I feel like it shouldn't, like, get to that point where it's pretty much just one person making all the plans, spending all the money, doing all the effort, and then the other person's
just there
not there for the ride, but, like, you know.
Hey, they could be, though.
Yeah, you would.
What kind of dates you been on?
But there's no ride. I'm trying to think of other questions within this realm.
Was there any question you could ask us a question?
Yeah.
Or
From
something
a
that
guy's
you
perspective.
Yeah.
Oh, do you actually care what the girl wears?
What do you mean?
I think this is, like, something Tarun actually might care about because, like, he's kind of into fashion. But I think
I'm into fashion.
Ron, shut the fuck up.
Shut up, Ron.
The way he said that,
Like,
with his face.
Yeah, he knew he was lying.
Like, let's say this girl wears clashing patterns and it's not done very well. Do you actually, like, think, like, oh, like, that doesn't look very good?
I mean,
or are you like, whatever?
She probably knows what she's doing. Yeah.
I think at that stage, it's like the effort is like,
yeah,
you know,
it's
like
appreciated.
you tried to, like, dress up, even if you did it, like, not well. But,
like, do you pay attention to, like,
I mean,
what the person is wearing or just how it looks on them?
I think it's the context of, like, again, I guess not exactly the money thing, but, like, you know, you have an understanding.
Oh my god! I did not like that at all.
Tarun just made an hourglass figure with his hands, and I just wanted to say that.
You can't prove anything. I did not do that. Harsha, if you're listening, I know you'll believe me.
I have the video, idiot. Anyway.
Fuck.
I think
make that the clip.
Yeah. That's the thumbnail, just Tarun with, like, hourglass.
No one needs to see that again. Trust me.
But I think effort is, like, the main thing. But, like, if you're going to dinner and they were, like, a tank top and sweatpants, I'm like, oh, yo, like, like, that's cool to wear, like, at home or, like, if you go to a park or something. But, like, hey, yo, like, you know, how much do you care? I think your clothes say a little bit, at least, about how much you care about being there.
I would agree with that. Yeah. I don't know much about, like, outfit clashing and stuff. I definitely don't have an eye for that. But I think, like, along the lines of what Christian said, like, based on, like, how they look, you can tell, like, if they, like the what. I mean, that's kind of weird to say, like, based on how they look, because then it's getting kind of, like, superficial, right? But I guess just, like, the way they present themselves, like, you can tell, like, if they, like, want to be on the date or, like, care for what's going on.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I was going to say. Is like, I feel like I've seen a lot of people, like, either friends or just like, I don't know, people on Instagram or whatever, wear stuff that, you know, number one, like, I would never wear, or I don't think anyone, you know, around me would ever wear. But, like, when you wear it with confidence, it's like, yo, they meant to do that. And, like, yo, shout out to them for like saying fuck you to everyone else, even though it's, like, not, like, a norm, you know, they're still rocking it. I think that's fine. But if they're wearing something shitty, like, without that confidence, they're just kind of, like, casual about it, that shows to me that, like, I'm not that important to them in a sense.
Yeah, I guess I was, like, not like, I was erring more on the side of, do you notice when like someone puts an effort to like go on this first date with you? And like, I feel like because we're like talking in the context of like a first date.
Yeah.
But yeah, that answers it, because you guys are like, yeah, like I do notice.
I think the effort is what kind of matters, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't give a shit about being there, like it kind of shows, I guess.
Yeah.
So
she's like on her phone texting. She's in sweatpants.
Man, I mean, clearly, I haven't been on I don't think maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I have, but I don't think I've been on a date in like a few years. So like, no, I mean, you know, Corona and plus like, you know, fuck women, all that shit. But
no, but you were like, I don't know if I have.
Well, like,
meaning like,
hey, long stories. Anyway,
Christian.
I mean, I don't think so, but maybe the other person did. I don't fucking know.
Oh,
story time.
Oh.
But like, if you're on your phone the whole time, dude, like,
I hate that.
I get it, because like nowadays, like everybody lives on their phone, but I think
on a first date though,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah. Even like, I mean, not even like, even like an any date really. Like if you're spending
honestly,
one-on-one
it just
time
pisses
with,
me off.
not even
a
like
lot.
on a date. If you're like one-on-one with a person, like another,
Yeah, like just with friends.
And you're like you're out at some place, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like, and
I
you're
don't.
on your phone. That's just
I'm not a fan.
Yeah, just disrespectful.
Cancel phones. That's what we should do.
Cancel. I don't think many people will be on board with that.
No, I'm not even on board with it. I don't know why I said it.
What other perspectives do you want to hear on? Like, what other situations?
Well, I mean, kind of the same thing. What do you think is the minimum that a guy can wear to a first date and be okay?
Oh.
Wait, but let's do it this time where we give our answers first and then you see if it's okay.
Oh, yeah. Wait, that's a good one.
All right, we'll go from least to most fashionable. So I'm sorry, Karan, you're gonna have to go first.
Wait, should we set a like a context for the date, like where our hypothetical date is happening?
Sure.
Yes. I feel like if it's like
you
know, like bowling versus a restaurant's can be different, right? So
yeah.
What's like an in between for that?
Do like a medium scale restaurant.
Okay.
How about that?
Or like a cafe.
Sure.
A cafe. That works.
Okay.
Well, you trying to meet for a coffee, blood? I mean, I wouldn't call the girl blood, but
you said tripping blood.
Also, they only drink tea. Duh.
Oi. Yeah, you're right.
Oi.
Oi. All right, Haran, what are you wearing to the cafe, buddy?
Fuck. I don't go to cafes, but if I were to go to a cafe, I would wear jeans, probably a polo. I don't really like polos, but I wear a polo or button down.
That is your go-to. You rocking.
Yeah.
And probably like, I don't know, shoes. I don't know, like I have like these gray Sperry shoes that I like. So
okay. Okay. I would probably wear like tan jogger pants. And then like a white t-shirt with a long sleeve button down over it. Either buttoned or unbuttoned, I don't know. You know, depending on the climate of the cafe.
What's your climate of the cafe? What, it's like 80 degrees in the cafe?
Well, honestly, it's not where what the temperature is inside the cafe.
The atmosphere.
Yeah.
The vibe.
Anyway, I'd probably wear my glasses. And for me, that is like an accessory. For other people, it's a
necessity.
They need an accessory. So I have to clarify that. And then I would probably wear, I don't know, I wouldn't wear Sperry's. I would probably wear sneakers. I mean, I'd probably wear Air Forces, just because it's a very basic thing. And then I would probably throw on either
a chain,
a chain or a couple rings or a bracelet. I was thinking a watch, but a watch seems a little more formal, so I would probably stay away from a watch. All right, Tarun, let us know what we did wrong.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, like, me and Christian are pretty similar. What we're gonna wear, like, I would wear white shoes, some sort of pants, probably not jeans, because I wanted to wear like a denim jacket on top, my go-to.
Classic.
Yeah.
And then
classic.
just like one like simple chain and like one ring or something like that.
Nice.
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
So now
We all would say no to all of that.
I think the only major difference is Haran said he wear jeans. I think that's the only major difference from anything we said.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, my take. I think like you guys all did your version of a casual look, right?
Yeah.
So like that's fine. Like I feel like whatever, as long as it's not like Christian wears sweatpants, but he also does it in like a tasteful way, where it's not like you just rolled out of bed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think sweatpants are acceptable, but I would also maybe veer towards like probably what would Tarun wear, like joggers or like some cotton twill pants, right?
Chinos.
Yeah. So like that's something I would probably prefer. Like jeans is also fine.
Yeah.
It really just like again, like what you were saying for like girls where it's like, oh, like did you put something together and you feel confident wearing it? Like that's the same thing that applies here.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like based on my own personal preferences. I think I like just like a crisper kind of look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's fair. I think that a part of it is like you wear clothes that you feel comfortable and confident in without like overstepping it and like making it seem like you tried really hard,
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if you show up to a cafe in like a tie and like, you're kind of, I mean, like, I think the thing is when you say casual, like Haran and I, we wear shorts like a lot, like basketball shorts, especially like the majority of the time. So like
not
wearing
those.
pants is like not like a big deal, but like we have to decide like, oh fuck, I gotta go put on like pants.
Yeah.
But I don't wear basketball shorts that much.
Maybe it's just me and Harsha then.
Yeah, I think Harsha does it a lot.
Harsha, yeah.
Well, Harsha, never mind. You know what, Harsha, I miss you. That's all I'll say.
Never. Since Harsha has started dating, his fashion sense has also went up a lot.
Okay, but that is like directly tied to Amrita.
Yeah, but I mean, like he's also like following through with it. Like, so he's a better man for it, if you will. So shout out to him.
Just kiss him already, God.
I'm giving him his ups, bro.
I will say though, like generally, like with clothes nowadays, you can find like any look with different materials. You know what I mean? Like they like now you can at Zara, like pretty much all my dress pants are like not wool, but they're like soft and stretchy. But they still look like dress pants. Yeah. And so you can find the same thing where like you can find like almost like a jogger material like nylon, except they're like the fit is like really nice and the cut is really nice and the color's a little bit more sophisticated than just like a black, gray, and like heather gray and shit like that. It's like more like sleek. So there definitely are more options nowadays.
That's kind of the nice thing about, I guess, like the majority of menswear is that it's not like super tight fitting, right? Like it's gonna be probably pretty comfortable. It's not gonna be ideal, but it'll still be like fine.
Yeah.
And then our hot button topic questions we could ask.
Do you have any questions on like long distance, I guess?
Oh, yeah, I have a point of view and a couple questions.
Okay.
Yeah, so point of view is that it's really hard, which I think is like kind of goes without saying, right? And it's not for everybody. I'll also say that.
Yeah.
I thought it was for
sure.
me. It is not for me.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, I guess maybe that's too harsh of a statement. It wasn't the right time for me, and like it also depends a lot on the other person, like I mean it's a pretty basic thing to say for all relationships, but give and take and all that bullshit, like equal effort, been hammered on like a million times.
Yep.
So I think you have to be mature enough as people to understand like the pros and cons of long distance. Like you have to understand that like you're not going to be able to talk all the time, every day, like that kind of thing. You're going to have to sacrifice a lot because you're both going through your own lives at the same time, but things aren't going to line up. So I think maybe it's not impossible, but like it's hard to figure out. I think if you were going from seeing each other every day to having to go to a long distance, but if it's like established from the beginning, it's probably easier. That's what I would think. Harn, have you ever done anything? Well, I guess
I've been long distance, but it's definitely not actually long distance because
it's a maximum of like
4. Because my girlfriend and I live in college. We were like 2 hours away from each other essentially, which isn't like, of course, like
it's not easy, worse. But it's not impossible.
Yeah, exactly. It's been a lot worse long distance relationships I've heard about, and I guess we'll hear about later in this podcast. But yeah, I mean, like I think we'll truly know the meeting a long distance relationship when I move to California in September.
Breathe, son. God damn.
Huh?
Breathe.
But yeah,
Christian casually teaching Haran how to fucking speak after 64 episodes of a podcast.
But yeah, like I guess I'm kind of scared. Oh, I'm scared, but it's like it's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
Like it's just like finding time, like the right times, to like have like calls and like chat during the week. Because like right now we call each other like every night, and it works out like because like my nighttime's her nighttime. But like once I move there, might not be the case. So and like we're not great texters, so I think we have to like switch up the way we communicate on a day-to-day basis. But but yeah, like just not being able to see her as often as I have been like this past year. It's gonna be tough, but I think look, we've talked about it a lot, and I think we know each other well enough to like make it work. I think so.
Yeah.
Ron, do you see yourself staying in California after?
I don't know. I want to see how it goes.
Sure.
See what the job market is out like there. I feel like the job market out there is better for me than it is on the East Coast. But in the same point, I don't know if like Bhavna said, my girlfriend said that she would be open to like relocating herself depending on where I find myself. Because she said it would be easier for her to relocate than I think for me to relocate. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know.
I mean, it's also a very like in the future. Well, not.
Yeah. I feel like it's like it is like a year or two from now. So like it's not that far in the future. But yeah, we'll see how this next year goes, and then we'll decide. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
What?
Don't know what to say.
We're gonna hear the unloading.
I have like I actually have like no idea what I'm gonna say.
Okay, Tarun, you can take it away then.
Long distance. It's tough, man. Very tough to do long distance. I've never personally done it, but I think I was close a couple times or once. But you gotta. I feel like if it's the right person, you gotta make it work. So I mean, I feel like it's also difficult having to compromise so much of each other's lives, like career and stuff like that, just based on location, you know. But I feel like because work is like moving towards remote, there's definitely more remote opportunities. I think that's in general better for the long distance relationship population. But I don't know how much of a factor that really like plays into, you know, everything. I think for me personally, like my job, I can definitely get a remote job. But like, you know, for Juan, I know like mechanical engineering, that's obviously more hands-on stuff. So I don't think he would have the same opportunity. So yeah, I think it varies on the person, obviously, but at least there is, in the back of my mind, there is like an option for that.
Yeah. All right, take it away, Helen.
So like I don't know, I was like young and thought I could do it in college. And I don't think I also like agree with Christian. I feel like it was like a bad time to do it. Because like you want to like just not even like, this is probably what some people are thinking, but like not even like hook up with other people. Like that's not the goal.
Yeah.
It's literally just like, oh, like I'm meeting so many new people and I don't want to hold this other person back.
Yeah.
From, because they're probably going through, assuming you're dating someone of the same age, they're going through the same life experiences as you are, and they're probably also like meeting a bunch of people. So if you have like someone who is a lot more needy or like restricting on the things you can do, which is already a red flag, like probably don't date them in the first place, then it's not going to work.
Yeah.
Period. Right? Like you need to be able to find someone who is going to be understanding of boundaries and also just like understanding that you're going through a time of change whenever. Like right now we're going through a time of change, right? Like we were thrown into this pandemic. No one wanted it to happen. No one saw it really happening. Maybe like a lot of people, I think, weren't expecting anything like this to happen in their lifetime. And you like have to be flexible. But I also don't necessarily think that only applies to long distance. Like I think a lot of people think like, oh, long distance is hard because you can't see each other. That's part of it, right? But long distance is hard because you're not in person to talk about whatever you're going through.
Yeah.
And then therefore things might translate differently.
Yeah.
So it really tests your communication skills more than anything. So like yes, seeing each other is hard. Like it sucks that you can't see this person and they're not readily available to you. But it also sucks, like, let's say you get into an argument and maybe you're texting for some reason and it's like a small squabble, but someone texts the wrong thing and it comes off the wrong way, and then you don't clarify it until maybe like the day after or something.
Or like when you're in an argument, you can just like not respond. You can
just like,
you could just
put your phone
down.
You could just leave. Like you could just hang up the call. You could ghost this person. Like you could do whatever, and they would not be able to do anything about it. Right. And that's obviously terrible, but you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
So for me, the hardest part has been like, like just keeping that constant communication, or not constant, but consistent.
Yeah.
So like just checking in with each other and just making sure that like you guys are on the same page, because like long distance is not something you do when you're casually dating someone. Yeah.
And I think that when you're doing long distance, you have to have some sort of goal in the end, because like you're not going to be long distance forever. Because if you are, then you're just being stupid. Because
imagine marriage wedding is long distance,
bro. Like, what's the point if you're just gonna be separated for your entire lives? But you know, there has to be some sort of like agreed upon, like, you know, like, all right, we have to get through this for however many X like months, years, whatever. You know, he has to have a understood, like, I don't want to say suffering, because I don't think it's suffering, but like, you know, you have
like a finite goal.
Yeah, you have to deal with it for a while so that you can both reach, you know, the same thing. You know, you're mutually okay with that. So
yeah, or just like even with the understanding that like, let's say some person, like one partner doesn't know what their life trajectory is.
Yeah,
like then you have to both agree that like no matter where it takes you, like you will be on the same page and you'll try to work it out.
Yeah.
But also like, I don't know, just as a person, I think you should also just be like, hey, if this doesn't work out, that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you have to be really mature, I think, to make a long distance relationship work. Because you can't, I don't want to say you can't trust the other person, because I don't think that's fair, but like, you don't know what's going on, and you have to trust them. And
yeah,
I think it's hard to establish that trust if you're never together, if that makes sense. Like, people can say lots of nice things and reassuring things, but like, you have to earn trust through like actions, you know? So
yeah,
that you have to have a good foundation of trust and a mature relationship, I guess, you know? I don't think it's for the easily wavered. Is that the right word? I don't fucking know. Yeah, I've talked too serious. I've talked too serious for too long, bro. My brain's just, it's over the capacity.
The faint of heart, I guess.
Sure, yeah, you're the smart one, Yale.
No.
You just call her Yale.
Yeah. I call her on Stanford, so, you know, we got to translate it somehow.
I think you have to, if anything, just be super honest with yourself.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want out of this? Where do you see this going? And also, do you even really like want to do this? Because like, you could just date someone who's near you. Like,
yeah,
that's like that's always an option, right? So it's been a journey, I guess.
Yeah, it's hard as shit, dog. I mean, congrats, but like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so I mean, I guess no one knows this technically, but like the longest I haven't seen my partner was like 10 months.
First special friend, now partner. What's
Special friend.
Wait, you said 10 months though?
10 months.
Damn, man.
Yep.
Because it was at the beginning of when lockdown started until January of this year.
Was it emotional?
Yeah, it was like a shock.
I thought you were just going to say no.
Honestly, I didn't really even notice.
Yeah, I don't know. Everything was just like the same, you know? I mean, it was like, it was like, oh yeah, like I know exactly who you are, and like we're still like who we see on the phone all the time. But it was like weird because I was like,
I can feel you.
Yeah, I was like,
you're touching distance. What is this?
Yeah, I was like, this person's right in front of me. That's crazy. Especially because like we were on 2 separate coasts too.
Yeah.
So you have to deal with the different time zone.
Yeah.
Obviously, I can't just like get in my car and drive over. Yeah. I looked too. I was like, how long does it take me to drive? And I was like, nope, never mind. It's like not doing that.
I looked at that too because I was thinking of taking my car to Palo Alto.
Yeah.
Not worth it though.
No, it's too hard. But yeah.
Look at that, bro. We ended on a positive note for once. I feel like usually when we end our episodes, they're always like on like, okay, we've said enough bullshit. It's time to stop. You know? but now we're coming to a wholesome conclusion.
Is this the end?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it's the end. It's the end of the road for us. But yeah, unless anybody has anything else they really want to talk about.
I don't know. I wanted spicy questions.
Everyone go check out iCarly on Paramount Plus.
God damn it, dude. What is that information on iCarly?
Bro, we're not getting paid for that. Shut the fuck up.
We need a sponsor, man.
No, everyone go get vaccinated if you haven't.
Thank you, Helen. God,
Fuck
dude, you're the worst.
You don't even need to get vaccinated anymore. No one wears masks anyway.
Okay, Karen.
Dude, don't say it because people actually believe that.
Yeah, okay.
Wait, yeah, stop.
But yeah, go take all the shots of both varieties.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Get what is it? Vaxxed, waxed, and blasted? I don't know, something like that. Some shit like that.
I thought you were gonna say blacked.
Bro. I'm not that kind of website, bro.
Oh.
I don't know what that is.
Helen, do you know what that is?
So I've heard.
What?
Oh, exactly. That's the right answer. That's the right answer. That
sounds like Cap to me.
If you don't get it, you don't get it.
Stop.
Sponsor us, Washington Post, please.
Wait, stop.
Washington Post, please sponsor.
Is that copyrighted? Is that?
If we just say a bunch of like models, do you think they'll sponsor us?
No, they'll probably copyright strike us and take all of our money.
We're about to get a Paramount Plus sponsorship. We're probably going to get a Washington Post sponsorship.
Bro, who's that girl that wanted to? She was like, "Can we copy strike PewDiePie?" or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Anyway, We hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Definitely shout out Helen for coming back on. Are you still running Peachy Foods?
No, not really.
That's okay. Run it up anyway. But yeah, we hope you guys enjoy this episode. Definitely big shout out to Helen for coming back on. Is there any other parting words other than the vaccination station?
No, I feel like that's my big one, but thank you for having me again.
Yeah, thanks for coming back on, being our first guest and our first reoccurring guest.
Wow.
See you on episode 124, Helen.
Yes, I will be there.
All right.
We'll have juicier questions that time, hopefully.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And you can tell us all your
it.
New Haven Yale stories.
You don't have to look so disgusted when
you
you say
don't have
that to me.
You look disappointed when he says it.
He's like,
we hope you guys enjoy this episode and tune in next week. You see who's here in episode 65. You never know. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.